We actually have a drummer that wrote a song on the new album.
Hey.
Wow.
I was allowed.
You were allowed a song.
And I haven't cut it off the album yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, if anything were to get cut, it wouldn't be that song.
Oh.
No, definitely not.
There's another song that's kind of making me
On
go.
the border.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Wonder Twin? It's been
Depends on
fusion.
Roxy Gunn, right? Lyrics.
Okay, so you already told me whole bunches of stuff, but
My water down.
Yeah, I did too.
tell me how you are. Round up again. We'll cover that again because I think that's really interesting. How are you touring in places you've never toured before, with bands you've never booked with before, and in places you've never played, like clubs you've never played? This is the
they both looked at me like, how are you doing this?
And this is the Canada tour, right?
Yeah, this is Canada. So we leave August 24th. Well, we leave the 23rd. I think our first show's the 24th, 24th, 25th. And we're going to Fresno. The place we're playing in Fresno, we just played a year ago. Actually, a year ago, like in the next week or so.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're playing a lot of places we've played before, all the way up until Everett, Washington. Then after that, it's just reaching out. But a lot of the gigs in Canada, we've been real fortunate that we're playing with friends that we've known for a long time. And they're like, if your band ever comes to Canada. And luckily, in Alberta, our friends, the Bad Communicators, their lead singer, his son is in a touring band that tours Canada, and one of his bandmates owns a booking agency. So he has all these venues at his disposal. That was actually the first gigs booked on this tour were in Canada at places, they don't know us, but he's telling us that this band's good, so you guys are going to be booked. So
I think that's kind of what kicked off the tour too, which was sort of funny. We were just sort of talking about it, like, we should go to Canada. That'd be fun, So we reached out to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, no, I can get you. When are you thinking about coming?" So Chris threw out a week that we were thinking maybe we'll start up there, and he goes, "Okay, cool. So on this date I got you booked at this place. On this date I got you booked. I guess." Oh, we're doing this. Okay, yeah.
And then, it's funny.
No backing out now.
They had a trip to Europe scheduled, and they changed it just so they could be home in time to play the shows with us. I was like, you didn't have to do that.
That's super cool.
And then from there, going across Canada, we're just reaching out to venues. So when we get into the East Coast, so Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal, all three of those I reached out. We put out there on Discord to our Twitch family that lives up in Canada, and reached out to some friends, and we're like, where should we play? And they're like, oh, hit up this place, talk to this person. And those three shows kind of booked within a week. And a few of them are like, well, we really don't do shows on this day, but if you can get good bands. And I told them what bands. They're like, okay, we'll do the show. So it's been, I keep telling these guys, and I was telling my friend Dominic, I was like, this tour is booking way too fast and way too smoothly that I'm like, something's going to go wrong. And he said the same thing. He's like, he's like, I feel you on that. He's like, when things all come together, you're just like, nah,
this can't be real.
Something's wrong. I'm missing something. Did I put 2023 or did I put 2024? Like, I'm double and triple checking myself. And, but booking tours it's a lot of work. It's a lot of mapping and going, because we tour in an RV, and I do all the driving, and you can only drive so long and then play a show and then drive some more, and it's just like, how do we make this efficient for us and also play in places that are going to give us enough for gas, so that way I'm not driving for 3 days without gas money. And it's like, wow.
Especially because I don't know what the gas prices are like in Canada, so
it's by the liter.
Petrol.
Yeah, petrol. Yeah.
Prices.
Oh man.
It's like how we got to figure out the math on that, 2 gallons to liters, because we're gonna be in deep trouble.
What animal does petrol come from? What is that?
You got to bring a calculator. So shout out, who are the bands that are your friends that are hooking you up and you're playing with?
Got a few.
Kids on Fire, great band out of the Pacific Northwest. Bad Communicators are playing with us in Canada. When we get into the upper Midwest, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Chicago and Detroit, we're playing with this band here, the Mighty Vices. And then
the Toronto, Montreal, we're playing with the Mandevilles.
Yeah,
our
the
friends in
Mandevilles.
Canada. The East Coast area, the kind of New York, Pennsylvania area, we're playing with a band called Cemetery Weather, which is actually your friend.
Yeah.
Well, our friend by proxy,
Yeah.
but
My friend from Twitch, I found them.
yeah. you found it.
And then when we get into Cincinnati and Columbus and that area, it's another band we met on Twitch called Glowstick Willie. And then this harpist is playing with us. Her name's Liz Vega. And we actually, funny story is the last 2 times we've toured in the Midwest was because of Glowstick Willie. We did, they do a music festival every year called Willie Town. And so we just played that back in September. That was our last Midwest run. But they're playing with us in those 2 shows. And then from there, it's we're on our own.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. We're just gonna play with whoever's available.
whoever wants to play. And we're playing some of our favorite venues. In St. Louis, we're going to be playing a place called the Sinkhole.
Oh.
Love that venue. What else? Oh, in Omaha, we're playing Reverb Lounge. Waterloo. We're playing Waterloo, Iowa. Greatest.
Oh man.
Oh, it is.
Favorite place.
Yeah, it is our favorite place to play on tour, and it's weird because we played there on a Monday this last time, and we didn't expect anything, and it was sold out. It was jammed. It was wall to wall. Even they have a back patio, and it was jammed, and it was just like, what is going on? They're like, oh, this is typical, and I'm like, I want to live here. And I was like, if this is
So
what
fun.
you get, no wonder why bands come out of Iowa.
Right.
I'm telling you, man.
There's nothing else to do. There's corn and bands.
Yeah.
The tour sounds like it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. We have a good time. We always have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where, we all kind of get tired and we're all like, all right, I'm ready to get home. And then when it sinks in, and when you're driving home and you get home and you're unpacking, you're like, I want to be back on the road. Like, I don't want to be here. It's like, we like seeing different people.
Yeah, it's fun to travel.
When you guys write, well, you could talk a little bit about, you guys are a very tight knit unit, more tight than any other band I've seen. Your connections are amazingly close.
Legal. I mean,
Yeah, legally.
Legally.
Bound, yeah.
Bloodbound, yeah.
But that can make it difficult for writing. It can make it I mean, it's hard enough to travel in a van together or an RV together and be on tour, let alone also be married or be, together. Like, so how do you write like you guys are, and how do you tour like you guys are? What's the magic to keeping it together? Because obviously you are.
What's the Guns N' Roses thing? You gotta have patience.
Yeah, patience. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just, I think we all we know what our role is for the most part, and we just trust each other, especially in the writing process, to just be like, okay, this is the thing that you do. This is the thing that you do well. And so we just kind of do that thing. And of course, there's definitely times where like somebody will bring something, to the table that one of us didn't think of, just because you get kind of in your own writing space and your own artistic mind and all that stuff. And so it's their job to pull me out of that. Like, it doesn't have to be a slow song. It could be a fast song, which is one of the songs on our most recent album called Time was supposed to be kind of like a ballady sort of song, and he was like, nope, I don't like it like that, let's kick it up a little bit. So now it's kind of a rockabilly song.
But we did
and it's one of fan favorite.
We did do for a Punk Rock Saves Lives album, we did an acoustic version of that song, and it sounded really good, but it was just like, nah, this is a punk rock album. I need you to kick this up. I need that guitar to scream at me. And
Right.
I mean, we all, with the writing, it all, like she said, everyone knows their roles. I can write a riff and sit on it for months and then finally bring it to these guys, and she's like, oh, I like that, let's work on that. And he comes up with a drum part that I didn't think about, and it's like, oh wait, hold on, if you're going to do that, then we can do this. And then once the song's structured, then her and I will sit down and work on lyrics. If it's her song, then I don't hear the lyrics until we're in the recording studio. And if I'm writing lyrics, she's sitting there writing lyrics for me because
Proofreading, editing.
Yeah,
Are
she's-
lyrics always not second place, but come after you've got the riff and got the song kind of together? Or does it
Sometimes.
depend?
Sometimes, like when we get together, we jam. And what's really interesting about this dynamic specifically is we have a third lyricist suddenly. So that's been
I dabble.
dabble. That's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But it kind of depends. Like sometimes we'll get together and we'll just like write music, and then we typically record it, and then we kind of have it for a little while and think on it and everything like that.
I listen to the crap out of it because after we've recorded a song that we're working on, I'll listen to it over and over again. But I'm a listener. I'm not in the band. I have no value in these songs, and then after listening to it a bunch of times, we'll be on our way to a gig and we'll listen to it in the car, and I just start giving her notes. I'm like, we're cutting this part, we're changing this part, we're flipping this part around, we're going to get rid of this, you're going to do this on this guitar solo. It's like,
and that's
now
the beauty
I've
of having it recorded too, is just like listening to it and saying, okay, what would I like to hear if I was just listening to this?
Trimming fat too. It's like the song is 3 minutes. We can get 10 seconds off of the song. Like, why is this part here? It's like when we're writing it and recording, it's like, oh, that was so cool. And then you're listening to it and you're like, we're just filler. It doesn't make the song better. So that's something to look forward to.
After so you write together, you get a groove going, the lyrics are in, and you have kind of a recording of it that's just amongst you guys. And then you do some more trimming or editing and changing some things. When you play it out live, does your audience reaction, because you have a specific audience and you have fans that already know your other songs, when you play a new song for them, are you tuned into what their reaction to it is? Are you surprised by it? Do you do anything to the writing because of that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely been some songs that we've played live, specifically off the first record when we were still like kind of a new band. There's a couple of things that other people kind of had mentioned about some of the songs. So there's been a couple of tweaks to them. Like, for example, Anchor Me, the album version is slower than the live version. So we play to a metronome, and so the live version is faster just because it kind of dragged a little bit. Yeah, the metronome's named RJ.
Yeah, when we play a song for the first time, obviously you see that
he's not paying attention to the audience.
We're performing, but I'm listening or I'm watching. The first time, we have a new song called Decades Past, and the first time we played that, we held it on for the whole tour when we went to Midwest, and we played it at Willitown, and we knew it was going to be live streamed on Twitch, and we knew that all the people that were there have seen and heard Crimson Riot a few times, and so we're like, we're going to play a new song, and we just heard this collective guitar.
The collective, oh snap! Yeah.
Okay. We heard this collective like, huh? New song? What? Okay. And then afterwards, the reaction, like, it was like, okay, these people, I know. It jumped out at me.
Okay.
But when we play a new song on Twitch, that we're looking for reaction on that, because we can't see the people, we can't hear them. We're looking at the chat go, and it's just like,
oh my god, that song you're
just like people freaking out that they get to hear a new song, and that always.
We have a very receptive audience too. I think our fan base is very open to whatever, because a lot of the fan base that we have, like the dedicated fan base, we're the first punk band that they've ever really liked or even listened to, because they have a certain view of what punk rock music is, and to them it's like way harder, way faster, way messier, way like crazy, so ours is a little bit dialed back as opposed to stuff like that. And so I think they're just kind of like, well, we trust that you know what it's supposed to sound like, so
Classic punk is what we are.
Yeah.
It's like diet punk. It's like
Diet punk.
Oh no.
No. Oh no. Can we cut that? No.
No, I like it.
No,
one thing.
That's super cool. So the Canada tour and the East Coast, you're going to be playing the new material, the new album.
Some of it.
Or we might just be jerks and not play any of it.
All right. All right. So
We got a new album, but you can't hear it.
Yeah, make me so sad.
remains to be seen.
Yeah.
More than likely, we'll be playing at least two songs from the new album, maybe 3. I'm kind of one of those guys that also, when I go see a band and they got a new album, it's like, yeah, I want to hear the new songs, but I'm here for the old songs. Like, I want to buy your album, get accoladed to it, and then hear you play it live. And so
Typically the plan is to release the album before the tour, and then have people kind of like give it some listens and kind of get acquainted with some of the new songs and things like that. But honestly, every show we play, someone's like, I wish you would have played this song. And it's like, we only had 7 songs. Like, we can't play every song.
We had 30 minutes, and that song just did not make the cut.
Yeah.
If your worst problem is that fans want more,
Yeah.
not too bad.
The worst problem. Yeah.
You guys, thank you very much.
No, thank
It
you.
was awesome hearing you, recording you. Looking forward to more. And your fans are no doubt going to be thumbs up when you go across Canada.
Oh yeah, we're stoked. We're gonna go to Banff.
Yes.
Yes, let's go to Banff.
Very
Thanks
cool.
for having us.
Thank you.
Like we're all looking at